You know what I'm saying? I love collaborating with folks like, that be in the field, that really be out here doing the work, and they always looking for people like themselves to connect to. But this is PSA, Philly Service Announcement, Takeover Tuesday, Takeover Love, Support, Grace, Social Activism, Resources, and Art. I am the assist, African Support and Strength, Inspiration, and Success together. Always shout out to the queen, my right-hand sister, Nick, my brother, Mal, the exec, all my CCIP team, Wasima, Bug, Junebug, and check out Axes and Arrows. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to learn how to throw axes, y'all want to do archery, y'all want to do drones, my brother do all of that. You know what I'm saying? And this is life. This is what he into. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brother Zuberi. I don't want to say the other name, Balagoon, but you Zuberi to me, man. I love all the other stuff. You Zuberi to me, man. You already know that. So my brother Ant, Trapman Kane, thanks for coming up here and blessing us. How you bless us? We gonna be doing a lot of stuff. My little brother Mill, he don't even understand how much he inspired me, man. We got a 19-year-old brother, man, moving around with us, man. I wish I had somebody like me at 19, yo. I wish, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm real hype about having Jamil on our squad, moving around, real mature little brother, very respectful. And it's crazy because we met him at a time in his life, being 19. He was like, man, I could wind up going anyway. Slide up, man. Put some headphones on, man. You know what I'm saying? This boy right here, this new squad right here. You know what I'm saying? He probably don't even know yet. He like, man, these boys for real. Put their headphones on. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to get to how I met him. I'm hoping that the sister can make it. That would be dope. You know what I mean? We could chop it up about it a little bit, how we met and everything. But, shout out to my whole Eddie's House fam. Y'all see what's going on right there. CCIP, but it's powered by Eddie's House. You know what I'm saying? We deal with the Office of Violence Prevention. They the ones that put the grants out there, but we do real work in the field. You know what I'm saying? You gotta meet broke folks for that get down how we get down and really know, like, no, it's people that really love they people out here moving around using grant money, their money, you know what I'm saying, for-profit money to really serve black people. Really serve black people. It's not something that we gotta whisper about anymore. Oh, you be helping black? We trying to help all people. Yeah, I'm trying to help black people because the statistics show that we need to help, and y'all know how it got like that. So to be playing that game about adding people into it just so you can say black, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm out here helping black people. And if you don't like that, something is wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with me. Nothing at all. Most people that know me, they say I'm fairly sane. I'm a pretty good dude. You know what I'm saying? I have some form of intelligence. I know a couple things, So that's what we doing out here. As y'all know, that's what we doing out here. Shout out to Took, man. I always appreciate you, man. I definitely came in this joint crazy. I had to walk by the door like, yeah, I'm drawing. I apologize, bro. I'm drawing. But Took always show me love, man. And a lot of what I do, man, like, the reason why I shout him out every week, man, because he don't understand. Like, I ain't gonna say he don't understand, but just hearing it from me, like, this goes into all the work that I do. So having somebody that has grace with me, when y'all know that's one of our themes of the show, love, support, grace, social activism, resources, and art, that's what we doing out here. This brother shows me a lot of grace, man, because, for whatever reason, he seems to believe in what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So I try to show up for the people that show up for me. So I love the fact that they do know some of the things that I got going on without me telling them about it. So he could see, like, no, Rue really be out here doing what he do. He do those ones and twos. So, and I'm gonna keep on doing it, man, because I love what I do. I'm never gonna be burnt out loving on black people, yo. And that's what I do for a living. I love on black people for a living, whether they want it or not. That's what I do. So me being fried or burnt out, that's never gonna happen. You're gonna keep seeing my face until I can't move. You know what I'm saying? And even then, I'm gonna be done imparted so much love and wisdom and intelligence and resources in the brothers like him, he ain't gonna have no choice but to be on the same time. You know what I'm saying? Why he enjoy and celebrate and live his life. You know what I mean? Because he gonna be like, damn, somebody gave me an opportunity to pull my coattail, and that's all I needed. You know what I'm saying? As he told me blatantly, like, y'all old heads left us out here, man. And I know the life because it's not new. Again, it's another one of those things that, it's always been a thing where older people don't always, like, older people are jealous of youth. And that's a mindset. You have to get out of that. Like, I don't have, like me, I'm young in spirit. I move around. I try to keep myself in a certain amount of shape. I like to laugh. You know what I'm saying? I like to talk shit. You know, I like to do all that. You know what I mean? You know, in a respectful way, we can have fun. You know what I mean? So I try to stay relevant to what's going on without being of it, because I'm not that age anymore. You won't see me hanging out in places where it just be 21-year-old people at. You might see me drop somebody off, pick somebody up. If something goes down, I might pull up, you know, to mediate, you know what I'm saying, in some way. But you're not going to just see me at 45 years old just hanging out. But I do deal with my young brothers and sisters in a way where it's a respect and it's a friendship there. Like, you respect how old I am, but it's a common understanding that we are our own people and respect goes both ways. And all I want to do is pour in, because, again, I know what it feel like to like, people felt like I was ahead of the curve when I was a young boy. And I probably was on a lot of different levels, but people did more rooting for me than giving me actual game plans on how to take advantage of what you saying that I got. If you saying that I'm a young boy that's ahead of the curve, or I'm a young boy that's mature, or I'm a young boy that have a skill set that most young people don't have, give me more game plan to see that blow and come into fruition. You know what I mean? But a lot of us, a lot of elders just rooted for me. They were happy for me, no doubt about it. There wasn't no malice intent in it. And then some of them really just didn't have the game plan to give me. That's something that I remember too, and I understand more now than I did then. They just wasn't equipped, so that's all they could do was root for me because they felt good about it. But they couldn't give me, you know, how to matriculate through college if they never been through college. So all they could do was root for me. You know what I'm saying? They can't give me money they don't have. You know what I mean? So it's a real thing what we do out here. I'm gonna continue to do this, you know, until you know I transition to whatever realm I'm going to when this is over. And if I can, I'm gonna still be doing it in that realm too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really does make me feel good to know that I can play a part in somebody's life that's gonna be beneficial and make them happy. Like, somebody can come back to me and be like, damn, that job you got, yo, I'm dug all the way in. I'm the supervisor now. I live so and so and so. I'm doing, like, me knowing that I had a part to play with that, that's the richest for me. Now, if you want to cut a check or take me out, you know, we can go get some drinks or we can go get a meal. I'm with all that. I take gifts. I'm not one of them to like, nah, I'm cool, bro. No, bro, you got it? Then pass it off. You know what I'm saying? If you got it, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? But more than anything, man, I just like to connect people, man. And I like to be somebody that I know when my name come up, it's now he a good dude. If that's all you ever say about me, I did my job. And I'm going to keep saying it to people. When my name pop up in the room, and Rue, yeah, I know Rue. I know Moss McCallie. I know Jarue. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, he a good dude. In any environment, though. The penitentiary, at the school, in the professional place, in the hood, like, long as when my name come up, yo, he a good dude, man. Nah, I fuck with boy a good dude. So that's for me. That's what I chase. That's what make me feel good. That's why I never get burnt out doing this work. So I'm gonna let my little brother introduce himself. I hope he ain't all, you know, I ain't nobody. It's probably like 2 people watching this, so you ain't gotta worry about embarrassing yourself and nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But let them know who you is. Give them a little bit about you, whatever you want to say about you before we get into like how we met and everything.
My name is Ramir. I'm from West Philly, 49th and Thompson. You know, me and Jarue met through a whole a bad situation that is turning good. I definitely could say that. But, you know, a whole bad situation, me putting myself in stuff that I ain't really supposed to be in, or a situation that I really ain't got no business being in. Mm-hmm. But I can't say it led to a blessing because I just met him, but I feel as though he genuinely care about me and my future and me going somewhere in life. And I feel as though, like, he not giving up on me. Like, he see that I got potential and that I want to do things, but just being from Philly, sometimes you will get caught up in certain stuff, or certain things might distract you. You might get lost at times, but you sometimes you need that person to keep pushing you and let you know, like, I'm here. I see it, bro. Like, I ain't gonna stop until you get to where where I know you can be and where you really want to be. You just need that person in your ear to really keep pushing you, because you might really want to do something, but you might not believe in yourself. And just hearing that somebody else believe in you and go and keep pushing with your dreams or keep pushing you to do it, it'll push you even more to be like, yeah, like this person believe in me more than I believe in myself. Like that means something. Go for that shit. Like keep pushing for it. Don't, even if you ain't even going necessarily, because some people, your motivation might be to do it for somebody else. But if that's what's going to motivate you to do it, get it done. And I'm just happy that I'm sitting here right now, because this is an opportunity for me of a lifetime. Like I said, I don't have too many elders. Like where I'm from, 49th and Thompson, they don't, them old heads don't give a fuck about us. They never did. So it wasn't I wasn't really being taught no valuable lessons. And the most valuable lesson I got from them was to not be like them, because I paid attention to two things, but it wasn't no real advice being taught or nothing like that. I mean, nobody pushed me to keep playing basketball, because that's what I was into. Keep playing ball. You see the
Hold up. You hoop, bro? Yeah. Like, say, I think we talked about this before. Like, seriously?
Yes.
All right, we gonna have to get out there,
we could hoop,
bro. Because I just was treating some balls the other day.
Put some bread up, we could do that.
Yeah. I'll make the game real boring for a couple dollars.
Listen.
You already know. Like, I tell people this all the time.
It's all real boring.
I do other stuff just to keep the game exciting. Really, I really could just, we going down under this basket. It's nothing you can do about it. Strawberry daiquiris for everybody, because he's being put in the blender. And we're going to make drinks for everybody, all for him.
Sound good.
And that's what's going to happen out there. But we going to, because I could go off on a tangent about basketball, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just old enough not to care about doing nothing else but backing you down and laying you up. And that's the thing about ball anyway, for real. Go ahead, what you was about to say? I don't want to seem like I'm cutting you off, you know what I'm saying?
Just don't let me get the ball for you.
No, listen. That's the other thing. I still can move around just enough to play some good-ass D for me to get the win. Now, you might can run all day long. I'm not going to take none of that away from your youth, man. I'm not a person that's jealous of you. You know what I'm saying? I really do. And to go along with what you were saying in all seriousness, bro, like, I told you this already, and you're going to keep hearing me say this a lot, man. Like, I really do know what it feels like to be a teenager walking around alone, even with people that actually love me. You know what I'm saying? Because I was in the streets, it was the same dynamic then as it is now. People were scared of us. You know, I was running around doing stuff starting at 14 years old. Guns, all that. Driving at 13, all because of crack. So I know what it feels like to have older people look at me like I'm a threat. They don't even know me. Because I'm really out here doing stuff, but I'm not just randomly just doing shit to anybody. Like, I'm into what my neighborhood is giving me, what it's producing. Drugs is everywhere, so I'm selling them. Because I do want the stuff that I can't get because we poor. You know what I'm saying? My mom work hard as shit. She can get me the Guess jeans. She might even be able to get me the low shirt, but she can't afford them fucking Timbs. And she definitely ain't gonna get me no fitted hat and a fucking butter. So now crack everywhere. I wanna be fly. She gonna make sure my hair cut, make sure I'm clean. I got clean drawers, socks, all that. The jeans, the shirt, a couple pair of sneaks. Might not be able to get the Jordans and all that at that time because my mom couldn't afford it. So now, once drugs is introduced and it's everywhere, what is a 14-year-old gonna do that's trying to keep up with trends? I'm gonna sell drugs so I can have multiple fitted hats that match different low shirts. So I can have 2 pair of Timbs, some black chuckers, and the motherfucking 6-inch butters. You feel me? I can have some Jordans and Reeboks if that was the thing at the time. You know what I'm saying? Whatever other sneaks is the shit. My mom can't afford all that, even though she trying. So that's my introduction. And then I knew people that was in way worse situation than me, and not so worse. It's just you young, and this is what's out here. But with that came gun violence. Because I also remember how we was doing dollar house parties then. And this was the shit. And the dollar house parties got shut down by gun violence. Ain't nobody gonna want y'all all in here shooting up their basement. This ain't even an event space. We in people's houses shooting up their fucking basements, shooting up their driveways, shooting up their blocks for dumb shit that we got going on at this because it's a kid party. We all was teenagers. So that shit ended because of gun violence. You can't have no dollar parties. We can't trust and people searching you. People don't want to do that. People ain't security guards for real. where they could be patting you down to come in their house. Why would I go through all that for a dollar party? And it really went down like that. Like enough people got shot. And I'm from Southwest, but I know this shit was going on all over the city because I was going to parties in different. And I got family and friends that live in different parts of the city. And the shit ended. Like it was like, nah, nobody do house parties no more. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and you know, Fever. When I heard somebody talk about Bobby Dance and all that, I said, damn, I really was a teenager at this time. You don't know nothing about all these. They had little kid clubs. They can't even have them Jones for open y'all because y'all so radical too. Yeah. Nobody gonna do it at their house, and ain't nobody gonna let you shoot their event space the fuck up. Like, no, y'all not ending my John. But but listen, man, it's really a thing for me, man, that I really been through a lot of the things, if not all of the things, man, for real, like really been in the mix with it. And when I see these little brothers like yourself, I see myself, man, and that's what we supposed to do. I see myself. I'm not fearful because I remember when I was the same boy that people wasn't talking to. Old heads was trying to use me up. And during the drug era, like, it was worse because the old heads would try to use you and have you stuck on the block all day while they live their life. You on a block selling this crack all fucking day. Cats trying to give you 20 off 100, 25 off 100. Then they started some weird shit to try to rob young boys, the case manager shit, a case worker shit. You gonna give me 500 a week, but I'm making 10,000 over the course of the week. And you giving me 500, and then my 500 be short. You trying to give me 350, 400. That's why young boys start burning boys so crazy. I start burning motherfuckers, and ethically, I'm not even one of them type of boys. But it was just like, I learned early on because I was a little bit ahead of the curve. Either you trying to come up with me, or you trying to come up off me. And most old heads at that time, that's why we stopped saying we had old heads. In my age group at that time, at least in the part of the city I lived in, we ain't had no old heads, and I be done went through something with you for saying, yo, so-and-so, you're old. No, the fuck he ain't. I ain't never been in the passenger seat of that Audi. I ain't never whipped that motherfucking, that act he got. You know what I'm saying? That act legend. He riding around in that Sterling, he riding around in. I ain't pushed that. He ain't trying to put the play together to make sure his young boy got that. What he trying to do is make me an engine so he could buy another car and buy his girl a car. She spinning through the John in the Jetta. I'm like, what the fuck is going? And you giving me 20 up, man? Nigga, stop playing with me, man. You ain't getting this. Like, whatever. Just catch me how you gonna catch me. You catch me slipping, I catch you slipping. However it's gonna go. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But that was only a mindset that I developed because I seen boys putting me in harm's way thinking I didn't know no better. You know what I'm saying? And I, like, again, what you saying, I refuse to be like that. If I could tell you this shit before it happened, I'm going to tell you every time until you be like, oh, here, leave me the fuck alone. I don't care. And even then, I'm going to intellectualize that shit and find out why you keep talking about you don't care when the world is ahead of you. You feel me? I want to know what's going on at the crib. You all right? You hungry? You know what I mean? Cats be acting crazy out here because they be hungry. Literally hungry, food hungry. Young boys is all on their tip because they ain't ate. You know what I'm saying? Like, and one of those things that I want to bring a lot of attention to brothers like you is like how the outside shit that you think don't affect you affects you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a real thing. Like, this Philly is the poorest big city in the country. You feel me? So what do people do when they impoverished? Whatever they got to do to survive. If I don't know if I'm going to get a meal from day to day, however I can get this meal becomes what it is. You know, I'm a big proponent of, you know how people say you like struggle exposes character. And I'm one of them people that kind of push back on that. It can help you build character, but it doesn't expose character, because when you in a struggling situation, when you in survival mode, you'll do things outside of your character to survive. So I know boys that was robbery boys that once they got gigs or once they had some money, I ain't with that shit, bro. That ain't who I am. I was doing that because I was fucked up. You feel me? Like, soon as I got a different way to get money, I ain't on that no more. You know, people stealing from people and all that, but when they money right, like for me, and I want you to talk a little bit about the situation. I don't know if the little sis gonna be able to make it. I hope she can, man. But we gonna do this again because I do really wanna, because me and her gonna link too. That was the crazy part. Like, not only was the person, as in restorative justice circles, how we talk about it, is you have the person who caused harm, because we don't want to be calling people criminals and offenders and wrongdoers. Like, nah, we don't want to do that. You call somebody harm. So you're just a person who cause harm. That's what you did in this moment. That ain't even who you is forever. So we don't want to give you the label of evildoer. You know what I mean? Like, you are an evildoer. You are a criminal. You are a convict. Like, nah. She here? Oh, yeah. She about to slide through. So we want to say the person who was harmed and the person who caused harm, because we don't want to label you like this is who you is. One of the things that one of the many things that I realized when I was upstate was like what they put on this paper about you, it starts to dictate with other people who you are, and you don't get a chance to be like, nah, that's just something I did right then and there. I don't do this all day. I don't think about doing this all day, and I only did it for a particular reason. That's not who I am. If put in another situation, I would never do this. You know what I'm saying? So I feel, and I know, I ain't a feeling. If you really want to know who a person is, for me, when they got the ball, when they got the bag, how they act then. If you still on miser shit and you got $100,000 in your pocket, that's who you is. You a fucking miser. Whether you had no money or money, this is how you get down. You know what I'm saying? If you treat people fucked up, like, you got everything. Why are you treating people like that? Right. You know what I'm saying? You got resources. Why you don't want to share? Like, that allows me to know, and we could dive more into it, and people could probably have a different opinion. But for me, that's how I look at it.
No, I feel you.
You got everything. Why you acting like that? You know what I'm saying?
How you know that's really you.
Exactly.
I feel the same way. I definitely feel the same way. I feel like when you struggling, it kind of, for some people, especially when you don't got help or you don't got guidance, I feel like it kind of do force you to, like you said, do things out your nature. Like, you might not necessarily be no stick up boy, none of that, but okay, if you just went 3 days without eating, you feel me? You going, after a while, you gonna feel like you gotta do what you gotta do, and it's just it's like more so us adapting to our environment or like what we going through. It's like we'll start to feel like we don't really have a choice, to be honest. Because like I said, some of us don't got no help. So you might be hungry and you don't really have nobody. You can ask and they going to be like, yeah, I got you, or make sure you cool. How else you going to get it then?
Right.
That don't mean you want to do this or want to do that, but now you feel like you got to. And that's really what it's coming to. Well, a lot of us. I ain't going to say all of us, because it is some of us that just don't care. Like, some people that get a kick out of doing certain things, they think it's fun. So I will say that, but there's a lot of us that are like misunderstood and are going through things. We going through things in our homes with our parents that's definitely having an effect on what we doing out here or how we act out here. You know, so it's just a lot that go on with us.
Nah, I got
it's misunderstood.
It's one of those things, that you said you got little brother and sister. You know what I'm saying? I feel from talking to you, you know, the couple times that we talked, that like I think you kind of on the same time I'm on early, like already, because I'm the youngest. So I didn't really look at my younger brother. I didn't have a younger brother or sister to be like, damn, I don't want you to go through the things that I'm going through on any level. So now you already have that thing that you said, like, the elders didn't, the older boys didn't have that for you. You kind of, it's not forced on you, but you grew up in it like, I don't want my little brother and sister to move a certain way. So now it's like, it's mandatory for you to let them know.
No, right.
You don't feel right if you just lead them to figuring it out on their own. Right. You know what I'm saying? And then that makes you, that further informs you about, oh, nah, I'm the oldest, so I'm supposed to be doing that. So that means older men and women supposed to be doing certain things for me. And that's something, I told you this when I first met you. I tell a lot of young people, man, demand it. Demand it, because where you come from. My sister used to say this to me all the time. Whenever her and my mom would go through something, I didn't ask to be here. How's she gonna treat me like that? How's she gonna make this like it's mandatory for me to do it? Or I supposed to know? And my sister was going through a thing where my mom wanted to live her second childhood. I'm just keeping it real. She had my brother and my sister a year apart, 17 and 18. You feel what I'm saying? Then my younger sister is 3 years younger than me. I mean, I'm younger than her, but I say my younger sister because I got two sisters. And then I come along. So now, by the time, you know, my sister turned 14, 15, it's almost like a mandatory thing that she gotta watch the kids. She gotta cook for us. My sister used to, I probably told this story before, like, But my sister used to like burn the food. We used to think my sister couldn't cook. Like, man, Didi, you can't cook. But really, she was rebelling. Cause it's like, why I gotta cook for y'all? I'm one of y'all. We all the kids. We the children. I'm not mommy number 2. And I tell people like, my sister raised me too. So she my second mom. Me and her haven't really talked. I was talking about this a couple other shows. I really do gotta dig in and like really step back. And I've been so focused on what I'm doing professionally because I feel like I'm home and I missed the opportunity to build and create the way a man is supposed to. Like, I didn't miss running the streets. I really been running the streets since I was 13. Smoking, fucking, shooting, going to strip clubs, making money, going out of state, doing shit that a teenager not supposed to be doing in all the bars and, dealing with older women. Like, just everything. I was doing a whole bunch of shit by the time I got locked up at 20. Because I came off the porch at 17. So a lot of the things that I think a lot of cats that was upstate that was so excited to come home to, I really did a lot of that stuff already at a young age. You know what I'm saying? So when I came home, it was really more about building and creating, like having my own crib, being a king of my castle, taking care of my family, getting businesses started, doing whatever I'm gonna do for black people, and that's been my thing. So now that I've been blessed to have this lane, I just want to run it up. You know what I mean? As many collaborations, as many connections, as many programs and businesses. And, it ain't even really about money for real, for real. It's like I want actual things, tangible things that I built and I helped build, people included. Like, I really want to make sure people are built up. Like, what do you need? You need a car, you need Vital Records, you need whatever that gap is. So I've been so focused on that, I haven't really been like tapping into my older brothers and sisters. And my brother actually just called me out the blue, and he wasn't even mad. Like, he just was happy that me and him was able to talk, because I ain't talked to him in like a month and a half probably. And that's maybe not a long time, but considering I was away for so long, I'm his younger brother. My brother's health is not that great. You know what I'm saying? He in a rehab right now. So it's like, I got to make sure I tap back in. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with my sister. We had some disagreements because, people don't want to realize, like, I'm not the little brother that y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was away for a long time, and I really came into my own by myself in a lot of ways. So I get that understanding of you being the oldest, and your little brother and sister didn't ask to be here, because that was my sister's main thing. Like, I didn't ask to be here, so how can you force me into this space because you want to go out now? Because you want to live your second childhood now. Because you didn't get to do it because you got pregnant early. And I don't know the whole story behind how that happened to you. But at the end of the day, it's not my fault. It's really not my concern. I'm your child. You brought me into this world. You have to do the job to make sure that I'm good until I can take care of myself. And then from what you've done for me and building me up, I'll make the natural choice to take care of my brothers and sisters. But you can't force that on me because you want to go out tonight. Right. And you want to go out tomorrow night. Or you want to go out of town for 2 days or whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? You can't force that on your kids. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things that I do understand when you talk about your little brother and sister is like, I shouldn't have this role, but I understand what the role is from being forced into it to a certain extent. Right. And the things that you may go through and then you don't want them to go through. You know what I'm saying? But can you give us a little bit of a backstory about you and Ayana? Because that's the name, Ayana. But I'm going to call her Ayana because that's what she told us. She told us Yana. You know what I'm saying? But give us a little backstory on that.
The situation?
I mean, whatever you want to explain. You don't got to, you can get in depth if you want to, or you can start wherever you want to start, but just give us a little backstory about you and her.
Basically, I met Ayana because of the situation that I'm going through right now. Same way I met Jerome. Right.
Jerome, time out. Time out. Flag on the field.
That's what it is, Jarue. I be mixing it up.
Nah, I'm just messing with you, bro.
Met Jarue. Same thing with June. My man June, he real thorough. They all thorough. But I met all of them through this whole situation. Ayana, her car was stolen, and well, I didn't take it, but regardless, I got caught in it, so it's the same thing. It's all the same thing. Right. I'm just gonna say it like that. And now we kind of meeting now because I went to court and the judge she basically offered a program. What is it? Restorative justice, right?
Restorative justice. Yeah.
Restorative justice program, and I get to meet the person that was harmed, and we sit and have a talk, and basically I basically hear her out, and she like how she feel and what I could do to make things better, and then I tell my part of it too, and I just appreciate her because I just feel like it ain't too many of our kind, like our black people, that really care enough to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go through with this program with him. I'm gonna hear him out and actually see what he got going on or what's wrong or anything like that. They even come in there and she trying to put me on new opportunities. She don't have to do none of that. And it's people that are close to me or that didn't watch me grow up that don't even sit there and come to me like, yeah, I got this opportunity for you, I got this, or even see the potential that she's seen in me when she seen me. So, like, just from that, like, I'm always going to keep in touch with her, and we always going to have some type of, like, communication and connection now, because that's real to me. That's too real to me. Like, I don't have much of that. And just having that now, especially, like, right now in my life is great. So
put the headphones on. Yeah. Put the headphones on. Please pull the mic up close to you so we can get all of the content. We need the content. So we were just bigging you up, basically, as you came in. You know what I'm saying? And like he told y'all really what it is. And when cause she was sitting next to me, and like I heard her story, our stories are similar in ways, and really for me it was just like, no, Lil King, you know what I'm saying? Like no matter how I perceive this situation happening to me, I see what's about to happen to you, and I have some power to make that different if you want to partake in this. And the little brother was intelligent enough, because he didn't have to. He could have ran. He could have just been like, man, I ain't going back to court. Y'all catch me when y'all catch me. But he dug straight in. But I don't want to go too far. I want you to tell everybody who you are. You know what I'm saying? Tell them a little bit about what you do, and give them a little bit of your story. Like, who are you?
Okay, my name is Jan. Ayana. Everybody calls me Jan. I'm an entrepreneur. I have 3 businesses. I have a virtual assistant business. I wholesale real estate. And I'm also an ex-felon. So it was very easy for me to relate. It was very easy for me to relate to this young man. And I just, split-second decisions literally take lives away. And knowing how young he was, when they called me, they're like, he's a young guy. He seems like he has his head on straight. And to be able to give that type of opportunity that I didn't have for myself was amazing, honestly. Like,
that's what's up. Like,
so I appreciate you too.
I appreciate you.
This is real shit. Like, when I was sitting in the circle, I was like, this is the stuff, like, when you be explaining it to people, they be trying to find fault. Like, they got us so negative, especially black people. Especially black folk, they got us so negative towards each other that in a lot of spaces when you talk about this, you be like, nah, she had a reason for that. Nah, it was young boy. Nah, young boy musta. Nah, it really was. She understood that this is her people sitting in front of her, and you can correct course. We know our young people move because they lack information. They lack resources. They lack people who act like they give a fuck about them. I know his story. That's why I connected with it, and I know her story. And I'm not unique. They're not unique. But we trying to make sure that it's a connection more with more people. Because, like, damn, I met both of them. I told her this morning, I said, damn, you one of us now. Because I know what type time you on. Yes. So I know I can run and gun with you. The same thing with the little brother. It was a beautiful thing that, not that you missed it, but the fact that we got to talk to him first in a circle and really get, like, I got to see who he was. Is this a bullshit ass young boy? Is young boy gonna try to slide and slip? Because I know all the tricks. I was a young boy too. I stood in front of people and told lies, looked them in their eyes, all that, because I just wanted to get out the courtroom or wanted to get out whatever the placement was or whatever it was. So, but I understand, bro. I understand. I made you, bro. You came into being because I was missing for 20 years. It's a whole bunch of y'all came into being because I wasn't there, and other men like me. Whatever reason we wasn't there, whether it was from using drugs, premature death, being in jail, mental illness, something we didn't talk about during the crack era, but motherfuckers was mentally ill.
Yes, still are.
With chains on and driving nice cars, but we was twisted, bro.
Yeah.
We was twisted. So the reality is, I know that a little brother like you and other little brothers and sisters, because the fastest growing jail population are my queens. The motherfuckers being expelled from school at an alarming rate is not the little black boys, it's the little black girls. Because the same system that they ran us through to get us out the way, now they running our little sisters through it, and it looked crazy. It looked crazy for us.
And it looked crazy.
It's even crazier.
It's doing the same thing.
Oh,
just
my stars.
Just in different areas. That's all. It's the same thing. You know, and it's a constant circle of the negativity of in and out of jail and that's why it's so important to have these type of chances for the young kids nowadays, because you know that back in the day, you make one mistake, you go to jail 5 years, 10 years off your first mistake, and now you come home and you don't even have any options. You know what I'm saying? And now you're back against the wall, so now you're doing other things to try to get money, to try to make sure you can survive, to keep your head above water, and then you constantly back and forth. Now you in the system, you a part of it. It's the process. It's what it's made for. And you know, and it's still affecting our young black men. Like you said, it's affecting our young black women at an alarming rate now. And it's, you know, it's sad, but it's going, you know,
it's a funny dynamic to that. Like, we were removed, our women were left basically by themselves for a variety of different reasons, but one of the big removals was prison. And then we look at our young women now and be like, why are they so tough? Because they had to be overly protective because we were gone. And then those young men that came up in our absence that wasn't taught to protect them. They were taught to be taken care of them, being taken care of by them. So now the people you seeing step into every situation when they children or they friends, it's a woman.
And then
y'all not gonna play with my son. Y'all not gonna, you know. But she wasn't supposed to be out there. And what did that do? Young boy kind of like dimmed his light a little bit because it's always a woman stepping up for him. So he don't know you supposed to step up, bro. Just like I see so many young women dictating what goes on the street with young men. I never seen that before. I never seen young women with young men telling them, no, he's the one. Get him out of here. Her, we don't like young men coming to girl fights strapped, listening to the little boys. Yeah. And that's listening to the little boys, listening to the little girls. Seriously. Like, it's a wild thing. Like, they got the shooter standing on the sideline like, I'm just down here. If she say go, I'm like, what? How wouldn't that happen?
But that's because of the absence of the black fathers and them going to jail, like you said, the drugs, the killing, and the fathers not being there. Now the woman has to be independent and take care of everything, hold the household down, raise the kids, you know, and then, you know, don't have any time for enjoyment. If they do, it's a problem with that, because most of the time the enjoyment comes with some more kids. You know what I mean? Like, this is how we're programmed.
I got you.
We're programmed to feel like, you know what I mean?
Right.
The fun is going out, drinking, partying, doing you know what I'm saying? Fornication. Like, this is how we are programmed. And then these women are raising other young women, raising their daughters to not even value or appreciate a black man in any sense, or a man in any sense. Teaching them, oh, you independent, you don't need no man. Look at how I'm doing it. I'm raising a family.
He ain't gonna do nothing but let you down anyway.
Exactly. So now they're put in a position to have to lead and have to be powerful and have to, you know, be masculine and have to be tough and rough, and honestly, it's. I mean, like I said, it's a circle, cycle. It's a whole nother cycle. Like, you know what I mean? So it's a lot within the community. There's so many aspects. You know what I mean? Within the community, that's like gets us to where we are now, and it's sad, but it's like, you know, we gonna break that. We gonna create a new cycle, because I'm a big believer in you can't dismantle something without having something to like rival it, to go against it. If we just constantly trying to break it down and we don't have no other plan, no alternative, reform is not a real thing, y'all. Because you still got all of those same players in the system.
And now you're gonna spend so much time battling them, trying to change one part or this part, when really the whole thing needs to either be eliminated, or you need to have another thing. That's another option. That's another system that combats that system. And that's what we doing right now. And I want to ask this question with saying that is like, so what did you think when they told you about restorative justice circles? Had that been something you heard about before? Because, you know, they deal with that in a lot of different levels in prison and stuff like that. That's where I first heard about restorative justice circles, and I went and read about them and stuff like that, and learned that they were African and that our ancestors were doing them first. You know, we always did a thing in like a circle council. That's how we made a lot of our decisions. But was this the first time you heard about a restorative justice circle, and why did it make you be like, you know what, I'm gonna do that? I think that's gonna work for me.
Honestly, it was because I was in the legal system, but I was young. You know what I mean? Like, I honestly, I just came home about 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I did like 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
But during that time, when I was, you know, wild, crazy, and all, they didn't have as many programs. They didn't have these type of programs. You know, like, it's
right.
You steal a car, you out of here. That's it. And you black and you young. The programs weren't really there. So I do know that they have some programs, but I didn't know about the restorative justice. I just heard about this from this young man, and it was actually a blessing that I heard. You know, I think it's an amazing program, honestly. Just to be able to give the opportunity to young kids to have another chance, and then to connect, you know, the two, to have that understanding between each other. Because if you understand, you'll make your decisions a little bit better, because you're thinking about, you know, the consequences now, and this is a real life person that you heard. This is a real life person that gotta now, you know, get their stuff back in order, or gotta, you know, recover from an abuse or a justice that you did to them, and knowing that, okay, I can put a face and a body to this. It takes away, it gives you, it makes you care a little bit more.
Right.
You know what I mean? It takes away the it's just a car, or it's just just any old person. It takes that away, and putting that face on it makes you like think twice, I think.
Because one of the things that stood out it was a lot of things this morning, and it wasn't long, because I've been in circles that, you know, everybody start crying. It's gonna be like 3 hours, you know what I mean? Like real Jones. I've been in some Jones. I done been in some heated Jones. Like, I done been in some good circles, if you want to. Like, I've been in some good circles that was very transformative and restoring. But one of the things that stood out to me about when you was like, once you said you had did the time, is like, I understood how hard you had to work to get the stuff that you got. You understand? And when you was like, damn, you know, if you want one of these Jones, like, I could show you how to work. But I understood your level of appreciation. Not to say that why people appreciate things is lesser to me, just because I understand her, because I know how hard I had to go in the last 5 years. What I had to do to get myself to some level of comfortability. You know what I'm saying? Where like that comfortability is a reward. Like, that's my reward. I'm not into material things really like that, but anything that you might see that you think is a material thing, for me, is a reward. Because I walk around like this majority of the time. Tim's looking crazy. I'm looking like I'm in the field. I'm out here with my folks. You know what I'm saying? So when you said that, I was like, nah, I hope you understood that. Like, I went through some shit and had to come home and get it. And I worked for this, bro. You know what I'm saying? And the situation went down how it went down, but it's still, and you could be real, like, nah, that kind of went over my head, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But was it an appreciation with her saying, like, yo, I came from prison and worked hard? Because, and I'm gonna add a caveat to this that she didn't say. She is a black woman. As a black man, with all the crazy shit going on for me as a black man in America, I still have a certain level of privilege. My daughter always allows me to be like, Dad, I know you go through what you go through, but as a black man, physically, just your appearance gives you a certain amount of privilege that I could never have. So not only did she do prison time, went through whatever she went through, but to get what she had to get, she didn't get the same. We both came from prison. I know I did something worse than what she did. But I know I can go into a lot of rooms and still get a slight edge on her because I'm a man.
Mhm.
So I just put that in there, and I asked that, like, did you appreciate that when she said that? Like, damn, bro, I came from jail and I got it how I had to get it, and I got it.
No, I definitely appreciate it, and I feel like that kind of made me connect to her more so, cause like now I know, like, she really understands. She done been through it. Like, she 5 years, I ain't had to do no time just
Right.
off of how she came through in this
Right.
whole situation. So it's like,
Right.
it definitely made me connect with her more, cause I know she understand. Like,
Right.
it's not just her, like, just talking. Like, no,
Mhm.
everything she's saying is real. Like,
Right.
it's as real as you could get with it. And she's sitting here, like I said, she went through it, and now she's sitting here and she trying to basically put it to me whereas though I don't have to go through the same thing she just went through, and make it easier and better on me. And basically, like I said, you're giving me the opportunity to change my life and do something better with my life. So it definitely made me, I appreciated the whole thing. The fact that she even just came and took the mediation was appreciation right there.
Yeah.
And then her coming in there and saying like what she said, and her like sharing things with us, like, cause she didn't really
She didn't have to.
She didn't have to share none of that. Only thing she had to share was how she feel about her car, and that was that. But she shared a lot with us, so I definitely appreciated all that.
So when you first heard about circles, when they came up with this option for you, how did you initially feel? Because I'm assuming you never heard of like restorative justice circles and all that, right? So when you heard it, like, and be real with me, like, what is this bullshit? Or do you be like, I'm kind of interested, let me see what it is, or I'm just trying to get out of this, however I can get out. Like, how did you feel when you first heard it?
Now that's how I felt in the beginning. I just was like, man, I'm trying to get this shit done with, out of here. But now I always like felt bad, because it's like at the end of the day, like I said, I knew what I was doing wrong, so I still felt bad no matter what. But it was more so like I just want to get this shit over with, like, so I could go on about my life. And then once, like, the first meeting, like when she wasn't there and I talked to y'all, it kind of opened my eyes way more, because it was like, I'm not just here for nothing. Like, it's for a reason. Like, it's people really trying to talk to me and get things through to me and put me in a different position. So it's like, I don't know. Like I said, I appreciated it. At first, I didn't really pay it no mind. I just wanted to get all this over with.
Right.
And then I actually, once we had the first meeting, I took heed to everything that was being said to me, and it's like I said, all this is for a reason. So,
we definitely going, like, I like I said, I talk about the little brother Mill, and there's other brothers, like other little brothers that I deal with, I've dealt with at different levels. They see me, they call me, all of that, and I'm like, my man told me that, they're like, you real live like family boy, like not so much family, community. Because I've done enough. I've read enough. I've been in enough spaces. I've seen what's been done to us. And the thing that's destroying us is our community is not settled for us. Like, it's not. Our community doesn't work for us. And we're one of the only communities that our community doesn't work for us. It's so funny. And I'm going to tell y'all, like, people have extraction plans for our community. Financial extraction plans. Jewish folks owned all the stores in our communities at one time. What that money was doing was coming in. They was pulling the money from our community, sending it to their people. Then Chinese folks came in. Exactly. Then Dominican folks came in. But what I notice about Dominican folks is they not extracting the money to send it away. They're taking your money and buying properties around the store. They're buying your community. Hey, baby. They buying your community. That's what they doing. Yes. Everybody else pulled the money from us and sent it back to wherever they needed to send it back to. But the new plan is, well, shit, since the white folks are gentrifying y'all, we might as well do this. Y'all don't care. Yeah. So that's one of the examples of, because we have a lack of information, how to utilize the tools, and then our male-female relationships are so toxic, we can't have family and community. They've created a system, like, we don't trust each other. Nobody trusts nobody. Yes. So now
mentally it gotta be a whole mental breakdown in order to change the community, and that's what I think is the scariest part. Because it's like, you could put black stores on every corner, You know what I mean? You could go ahead and put the black-owned stores on every corner, but as a people, how we treat each other, are we going to actually go to that black-owned store, or are we going to say, "Oh, that's 50 cents. It's a quarter cheaper up the street.
Right.
I'm going to go to the Chinese people and give them." And other cultures, we the only culture that does that.
Yes,
other cultures use their own people, their own culture, their own nationalities, their own community, their friends, their family, in order to conduct business.
And they fortify it.
Exactly. Whether it's buying houses, whether it's buying produce, food, lawyer, you need a lawyer. You're going to within your community. We're the only people that don't trust each other. We'll literally go to a white man, Asian man for a house or for produce, because we don't trust that this black person is going to be able to get the results that we want.
Give you the same quality.
Yes. Oh, it's a scam. It's you know what I mean? And it's mental. It's mental.
I'm only laughing because I just said that to him in the car. I said, one of the things I deal with a lot is me being nice to other black people in whatever way. They always be like, what scheme is you? What is you on? Like something is. I'm like
they
nothing.
Something to it.
Right, but that's like you said. That's that mental part. That's that psychological part about it. That thing of you can't trust the people that's closer to you, and you can. We can. Like a lot of times, this is one of the things that I do. And I do this on purpose because when I was young, I took risks for bullshit. I was willing to end life and get my life ended for bullshit. Like bullshit, shit that it wasn't worth nothing. Nothing. Like right or wrong, I ride for my man. That's not a good ethic. Men ask questions.
Wouldn't even write you the whole
exactly.
time.
That same ball that I rolled for, right or wrong, Kevin Grayson. I always like to put him out there. He's a rat. I'm sorry. But he is who he is. He's running around the world like it's nothing. So, hey, what the fuck? Like, Kevin Grayson, he's a rat. He told on me he was somebody that I rolled for, right or wrong. Didn't ask no questions, which is very immature. A man does not move like that. Yes. I have too many things attached to me as a man to just run into a burning building for you and not know what the fuck I'm running in there for.
And that's the mentality. This is how we are programmed. This is how they program us to think. And it's through the media. It's through, of course, slavery. The generational thing is already mentally ingrained in us. But every day we get fed it even more. Because look at the songs we listen to.
I was about to say music, social media, everything.
Before, just hold your point. One, please don't forget your point. Because I want to ask. I've been saying the music is not the whole problem. So I know that part. But it sounds like death chants to me, bro. Like it sounds like we're telling each other premature death makes sense. If you could go out in glory and motherfuckers like, yeah, he killed 3 people and then they kill him. And you know what I mean? It sounds, do y'all feel like, do drill get like, do it get to you where you be like, yo, I don't feel like listening to that right now. I need to listen to something else.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes, I mean, it all depends on how I feel. Sometimes I do want to switch it up. I kind of got an old soul too. So like sometimes I listen to like old
Let me hear what the old soul. Let me hear what old soul is.
Like, in my opinion, or I'm talking about because this ain't really my generation. Like Jarue, Ashanti, like
that's
to me that's old. To me that's old.
That just
he
broke
is
my heart
only
just
21 though. He is only 21. I respect. I'm just laughing because to me, I'm like
that just broke my heart.
That what? Like
that's not gonna be old to y'all, but that's old to me. Like when I had to listen to my mom play that in the car all day. Get off of work. That's all I hear. So to me, that was old school music.
Right. So yeah, that's crazy.
It just, of course, like depending on how I feel at the time, because sometimes I might be in a sad mood. So yeah, I definitely change the music. Plus, I feel as though with rap music, most of it is too much negativity to hear all the time anyway. So I feel like you hearing it all day, it's going to put something.
It's going to affect you.
It's going to program your mind. That's what
I love that you keep saying programming because I one of the things that I say is like
that's what it is.
Yeah, we've been, and that's why I say death chants because it's like when you chant something over and over and over again, you start to embody it because it's a chant. Like you just keep chanting. This is what we do. This is how I get down.
And that's
Don't trust nobody. Shoot everybody. Like, you know what I mean? Not saying that this is what they exactly be saying, but this is what they be saying. You can't, like, we got music that's telling us you can't even trust your man. Your homie.
But yeah, you supposed to ride and die for that same
You
homie
still for the same
you
ball.
can't trust. You supposed to die for them, take a bullet for them,
Go to
retaliate
jail.
for them, go to jail,
Go to jail
and
for
lose
the
your
rest of your
life
life
for them.
Yeah.
And it's made like that for a reason.
Nah, that's crazy.
The system is like that for a reason.
Nah,
It's a part
I love
of the
that
system.
you keep saying
It is,
program
though.
because that's what I like to say, like engineered, like shit is being engineered.
Yes.
Another thing that I like to say a lot of times when I talk about male-female relationships is that we've been weaponized against each other.
Absolutely.
We have become the perfect weapon for our enemy.
Absolutely.
Like if you could get your op to go at each other's, your ops, I had y'all say ops, like
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
could figure out some type of mind shit from your hood to get the dudes that you going against to go against each other, and that's how you're winning the war, you've created the perfect weapon.
Yeah.
That's what happened to us.
That's what's happening right now.
That's
And
what's happening to
I
us.
feel like they definitely pushing it to where as though for us black men and the black women to hate each other, like for us not to stand each other, like not want nothing to do with each other, because they know if we really us black men and women, like if we move together, bro, we too powerful.
Yes.
Yes.
But we don't, especially like my generation, we too blind right now to even understand that. Because one, we caught up in what we want to do, the life we want to live, which go back to the music and shit. Because the music is a big influence on it. You see certain rappers talk about, oh, they killed this person or they did this and he did that, and they still out here to be able to talk about it, and they got the biggest chain and all the hoes, and you think that shit cool.
Right.
So now you don't really, you might know better, but at the same time, us being us, we think the shit cool because they get to live the perfect lifestyle that we want to live.
We want to live.
It's
Or
their
we
respect.
think we want to live.
Or think we wanna live, but we don't really know the deeper, like what's deeper into it. We only going off of what we see and what we think we know, and we just follow after that. And that's why same thing with the females, what they put in the music now for the females, like shake your ass and fuck this nigga and you
get
fuck
the money,
for a bag.
get money,
Fuck for a
like
bag.
it's good, to do it.
Now,
The relationships is
all the
based on
females
money,
is tricked in their head to just be like
Yo,
that.
I gotta say this, and I want you to definitely chime in on this. Like, yo, I was probably like 3 years home at the time, and I was working at Odd Day, and you know, I taught a class on critical thought and identity. That's like my main thing. We need to know who we are, and we need to know how to think. You need to understand outcomes. You need to be able to sit and watch a situation and be like, okay, this situation got 4 outcomes. Which outcome is the best for me?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? We don't know how to do that. And then your frontal lobe is not fully developed. So you don't really know how to assess risk. That's another reason why y'all do what y'all do. When you turn 25, it's going to be like this epiphany. But it's really just your brain is fully developed now.
The judge said that to me.
Exactly.
She said that to me. She said, she said, you ain't really like, your brain ain't where you think it is yet until you turn 25. Like, you still a kid.
Exactly. All them brothers and sisters that we see coming home for juvenile life, that's the science that they use. Even though these fuck niggas and fuck shit motherfuckers already knew that that's what it was, and y'all let these people stay in jail for all these years. But that wasn't my point. My point was I'm at Odd Day. I'm talking to 13 to 18-year-olds. I'm asking these young men about women. They said it ain't no good women left. Now these are teenagers, and they from different parts of the city, and they don't know each other for real, for real. I said, how do y'all have this consensus that all of the women are no good? They was like, nah, maybe some women from your generation, they probably still some good women and all that. But they like Mr. Jarue, the girl. And I'm like, but they kept saying ever since 2019. Ever since 2019. Look, he's shaking his head. Ever since 2019. And I said, who came out in 2019? What happened? I said, what? I didn't say who came out because they wound up telling me. I said, what happened in 2019 that all of y'all are speaking of? 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds. They said the City Girls came out in 2019.
along with a
Megan,
slew of other
yeah.
female rappers, and it's so sad.
Look at him. He like, yeah. They messed it up.
But that's the same thing
Right.
as our young men, because it went from there's no good men out here, there's no good men, to they don't even want a man to be good to them. They don't care.
They don't care.
They don't care. You could give me what I need, give me this bread.
Transactional.
Give me it's transactional. They're like, I don't need a man. A lot of these women don't even want to be married anymore.
No.
They don't even want to be married anymore. So it went from, there are no good guys out here because, the black men too have a lot of stuff with them.
Yeah.
They don't.
It's both ways.
Yes.
It's both
No,
ways.
listen,
Black men are the only generation that feels like it's just the family dynamics. The family structure is just
Shout out to my co-host Nick, the Queen, Raw Cannon. Shout out to the Cannons. My sis always when we talking about all of these different systems and maladies and engineering and all that, she always say it's an attack on the black family.
yes.
That's what's beating us, and that's why I took it to like even smaller, like a more core level. I ain't gonna say a core level. Okay, you can't have a black family if the men and the women don't get along. On no level. We don't trust each other on no level. We don't.
But that's the problem, though. I think for both sides, we starting to feel like we don't need each other, and that's where the confusion like come into play. Like the women don't really feel like they need us for nothing, like emotional support, nothing besides our bag. Like, yeah, you gonna cut this check and that's it.
Yeah, they make it bad for men to even be emotional. You sassy.
Yeah.
A man can't show that he got emotions. He's too sassy. But then if a nigga act like he don't care, it's a problem.
He
not a good man. So it's like,
I ain't gonna lie. That shit make like if a woman said that to me, I don't know what you might get. I'm just saying, and I'm not one of them boys. I'm not a promoter of that. Nothing. None of that. But yo, you don't talk to no man like you don't be like you getting spicy. What? What are we talking about? Sassy. Like I'm a man.
This all came from social. This is literally social media's play. Like all this sassy, the word sassy and niggas act too sassy. I promise you, it came from social media. Justin LeBoy.
Wow.
Just like that. But they see it and they just run.
That's what everybody like.
And it's so
crazy.
sad because you know what? It's like, I'm all for women empowerment. Like I love the fact that, all of these women rappers are now being seen but it's all an agenda.
Right.
And that's the sad part. It's all an agenda. The same as gangster rap. The same as the trap music.
They getting out there, but it's all for the wrong cause.
Exactly.
I'm gonna give y'all perfect because I had these debates with a lot of my brothers because I love hip hop. I love music. I love it. But you got to be aware of we know that it's all different types of music. And then people be like, well, why they listening to well look where they come from and what those demographics is. It's being targeted to them because they know we are susceptible to this type of music. So those dudes, when they getting a check from the label only signing certain bulls. Or they giving certain bulls certain amount of money. So if you want to do this, we can give you $250,000. But if you rap about this, we'll give you $1 million. You know what I'm saying? So now I just was in the street probably doing all this dumb shit, probably was gonna go to jail, get killed anyway. So you telling me I could rap about it now and make a whole bunch of money? Right. That's why the decision is so easy to be made because I was in the streets actually doing it around it and I wasn't getting nothing for real. And you telling me I could find a way by just saying it? So, yo, it's a crazy thing. I would never blame music, but I know the importance of what music can do. And to the point when I was a young boy, I smoked weed how I smoked weed at 13 and 14 years old because I was influenced by Snoop. I was influenced by the Chronic. Right. I drunk Hennessy because Mobb Deep is my favorite rap group of all times.
And that's what
you feel what I'm saying? And they talk about Hennessy and then they talk about having a Linden and all that. I wanted to get a Linden. I needed that type of gun.
That's where you get the ideas.
Right. So I know the influence from fashion to mindset. One of the reasons why Mobb Deep was my favorite rap group because I felt like they was balanced to a certain extent with the street shit. It was kind of like, if you don't fuck with us, we ain't gonna fuck with you. But we just as vicious as everybody. And they had a political thing with them too. Like they knew like shit was engineered to a certain extent, but this is where we find ourselves. Right. They wasn't conscious rappers, but they had
enough consciousness to be
to make sense to me in the environment that I was. I didn't want to be the, I'm a born killer boy, even though I listened to Scarface in 91. I just was listening to the album yesterday. I said, damn, I was listening to this at 12
years old.
And knew every word. Come face to face with Carface. You know what I'm saying? You like
not even knowing what you put in your mind at 12.
It's too fucked up. G, your mama should have told you about a nigga like me, because I don't eat and I don't sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like I was 12. Talk is cheap. You know what I mean? I could really sing the song to y'all, and this shit was vicious, but it was a great rap song because he was a hell of a lyricist. And he was from a different place, so it was like, okay, this is a little different. This was going on, but it influenced me, bro. I was 12. listening to, if you ever listen to the so money and the power, I ain't for the shit because I got money and the power. Yep, this is what I was listening to at 12 in a crack house.
Yep.
With my friends.
Manifesting your life and don't
exactly.
even know it.
That's why when I bought my first gun, my friend bought his gun. He was 13, butter like this tall at the time. He's little. We bought our first car together. I was the driver because I was taller. But he was 13 and I was 14. He bought his 357 from a smoker. I came in excited. He's showing me all excited. Little dude, 13 years old. Like, so look, bro, look what I just got. I'm like, damn, where you get that from? I ain't say, bro, you ain't supposed to have no gun. Why you got a gun?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't say that. I was like, oh, where the fuck you get that?
They would have called you corny anyway.
She in the back smoking. I only paid $70 for it. And I only paid $100 for mine. And she stole it from her brother, who I almost got into a situation with over my first daughter's mom.
That's crazy.
You was about to get smoked with your own gun that your smoker sister sold me and my brother. Like, this how crazy this shit is, bro. But I was excited about it because I was listening to this music, and now I got my own gun. I didn't think like, yo, you 14, bro. Like, are you 13?
You need a gun for it.
We don't need no gun. You need a gun for it. You know what I'm saying? So the music is not the main culprit, but it played, and the people, the powers that be, understand how powerful music is, and how it's being utilized, and how we love to be on the one. You know what I'm saying? If y'all ever understand anything or learn anything about funk, they talk about how our people were always connected by the drum. And when you hear that bass line and it's on the one, that's the drum talking to you.
And that's why, that's how. Yeah, have you seen that movie that just came out? Oh my God. It's basically talking about.
No, you gotta give me the name. Cause I don't I'll be running around in these streets so much.
Who killed Ty?
They cloned Tyrone. I just was watching it.
I gotta watch it now. Cause somebody else said something to me about it too.
It's something about that movie that's too like, I don't know, it's real. Like, it's something about it that's real. It's like movies like that, I feel like it's something they trying to show us.
Yeah.
It's just that people will sit and be like, it's just a movie. And don't take no
Or
heed to it. No, they ain't just movies, bro. This idea came from somewhere, bro. This shit ain't just pop out. Yeah, I'ma just, no.
Nah,
bro.
I was just
This be
talking
real
about that.
life.
Art should always imitate life, because we are the creators of the art. So we should always be dictating what the art says, what it shows you, what it teaches you, and all that. We should never be letting art dictate life. So you're taking everything that you're doing from the art form that was created, instead of always being the controller of the art form. You know what I'm saying? And using it for whatever you want. No, we create stuff. It gets like overexposed from Instagram. Whole bunch of money get put in it, and we start taking that art that's not real and letting that dictate what life is. You know what I'm saying? So when you say that, it's like, yeah, it came from life, but then it's our decision to look at this for what it is and not imitate it like it's a real thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So and for me, it always be like, I can watch whatever I want, but I don't think everybody can do that until because like listening, watching, it's all an art. Like watching the news, it's an art, because it's something they're trying to program.
Yes, and it's etched into your brain.
Right, and just like they call TV shows and all that, they call them programming. That's not by accident. It really means that. And
like you said, like about the drums, they know the type of beats to use to get us going, to make us feel good. It don't matter really about the words. If we got out of the words and they really started switching stuff up and they stop allowing, rappers to talk about shooting and killing, and they had to, or drugs, and they had to really think of other subjects, think of other topics, rap's still not gonna go nowhere.
Go nowhere, right?
We still go. Now, if we got a choice, because we so programmed to like this more than this, and this is corny, you know what I mean? Those lyrics is corny. We don't want,
right.
But it's all about the beat
too. Yeah,
it's the beat, the bass, and it's used to make us feel. And you know when you hearing that one song and you feel it in your whole body, like that's affecting you for real.
Ain't
that's affecting your energy. That's affecting your brain and your mind. It's getting that stencil. And like with the movie, it was basically saying like certain things that we love, they use in order to control our narrative.
Yeah.
And it's true. The food, they had the scene
Yeah,
that everybody was eating the
putting
chicken, and everybody
happy
start
laughing and be
But that's real. That's real.
Yeah.
When you got
Stop eating them chicken fingers.
It is real in a way.
No more tenders. No more chicken tenders. Like,
they was in the club. It was in the club, and he was trying to get Jamie Foxx in them because they was the only people like aware of what was going on.
right.
And he tried to like, he was the what is they called, the DJ? Yeah. And
Right.
he changed it. He changed the song like, but the songs was dictating how people feelings was and how they would act. You get what I'm saying?
That's real.
That's
really
real.
happening.
Just like you said earlier when you was like, it depends on my mood, man. Like I can't do this all the time because my mood is clashing with that.
Yeah,
It's like early in the morning. I cannot listen to rap early in the morning no more.
Me either.
Like I would have had to already been
anymore.
up for a while. So if I was up since like 4, then you might hear some rap at 9.
At 9.
So you be
Right.
like, nah, you listening to it in the music. No, because I've been up for a while. When I first get up, I can't turn on DMX. I can't turn on Mobb Deep. I can't turn on Lil Baby. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear Rick Ross.
Yeah, that's how
You know what I mean? I want to hear Flowetry.
Yes.
You know, I want to. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear Sabrina
like
Claudio or something. I want to hear that when I first wake up. You know what I'm saying? And kind of when I go to bed too. Like it's the wind down. Like all right, I want to listen to this. I'll be in my bed acting crazy like a little bit. They, you know, I don't do a whole lot. I'm not really crazy. They know. These 2 people right here, they know. They know I'm not shout out for real. Well, maybe.
I don't know. They like,
nah, so listen, y'all, on everything, we family now. I don't know if they know for sure, but I can show them better than I can tell you. My family can tell you how I am with people. You know, I love people. I love black people. I really, really do. I love black people. I love saying it. Because certain people, they don't like it. They don't like that I'm unabashedly or whatever they say, unapologetically black. Whatever the hell that means. I'm black, and I love black people. It just makes sense. That's the other part for me. It just makes sense. Like this morning in the circle, it was just like, okay, this shit makes sense. Everybody talked, said what they had to say, and because that's the reason why it wasn't long too. Because it was like, okay, we all got it. Everybody in here, this shit just makes sense. Like, even with him, when we called him, June called him. I ain't even call him. He said, damn, what you getting into? Damn, I'm supposed to go to the show with Jarue. Oh, yeah, we about to come pick you up right now. You know, it's that type of thing, man. And whenever you with me, whenever people are with me, I always want to show them, like, what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, the people that I deal with, you know. And listen, I'm from the dumb shit like everybody else. That's not nothing to take pride in. But it's just like you said, a lot of young boys, once they knew that part, because I know how they've been programmed, they be like, oh, Mr. Jarue, you know, he love us, but Mr. Jarue, he been in the shit. Like, he done did. And that's the part that they connect with first. Mm-hmm. Like, it's nothing that you going through that I've been the policeman. I was doing the dumb shit at a very early age, and it was all dumb shit. And it didn't amount to anything. I'm just telling you, I wasted a lot of years. So that's the reason why now I'm willing to take the risk, like I was leading to earlier when I was like, I did a lot of dumb shit that I was willing to die for and kill people for and maim people and hurt people, and I did it for nothing, for less. So why I can't take these risks with my people? Why I can't take this risk with you for you to, you know, if you was going to steal from me or whatever people tell you that people going to do why you can't look out for them, I could take that because I done did it all. I did a risk, you know what I mean? I done took risks for worse. Taking a risk on you to be a productive black man that's going to make sure that my niece and nephew is cool at some point. Because that's another reason why I do it, so we can build on each other. Like, now you know them, and they going to know you. And it's like, no, we know when we see him, we got an ally and the same, or we got a brother or a sister. You know what I mean? And that's really what I'm trying to build, bro. And I'm like, why wouldn't I take a risk to do that with my people when I took risks for less, way less? You know what I mean? That didn't amount to nothing, but people getting hurt, losing time that they can't get back, relationships never being the same because we just did so much crazy shit that I see you 10 years from now, I can't fuck with you. The best we could do is just act like we ain't see each other or just go wherever we gonna go, act like we don't exist. When we could have been way more powerful, a 10-year relationship with me and you fuck with each other, you know? So, but we about to slide out. Do y'all got any last words? The other thing is y'all gonna have to come back, so I'm gonna set up a day where we can get back. I appreciate too for giving us this time because I'm always drawn. I really do. I appreciate y'all brothers, man. At some point they're gonna be like, real no. No, they're gonna be at one, and I ain't even gonna get upset. I'm gonna just turn around and walk out like, I'll be back next week, y'all. Now don't do that to me, man. Don't do that to me now. But yo, give me something to go out on, man. Whatever you want.
I I don't even know. This was a good conversation. I'm glad you invited me up here and her, so we already had our talk, but
Right.
I feel like this talk was even better than the one we had
All right.
at the mediation. So I'm just appreciative for the whole moment that we sharing together as like black people. Not even just as black people, but just us, like
Just us.
period.
Humans.
So
What you got for us, Jan? Is it okay if I call you? I ain't even
Yeah,
asking you. Nah,
absolutely.
that's Jan. That's my dog, right? You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah. We definitely family now.
Nah, no doubt.
And I really appreciate this whole thing and just being able to connect with both of y'all, because it's something that's been in my mind for a long time, like trying to get into some, reentry helping and, volunteering, do little nonprofit stuff like that. I've been and it's like this, even though it was a setback for me, it was an opportunity as well. You feel me? And I can only say thank you to both of y'all for giving me the opportunity. For sure.
I don't remember the last time I went into a courtroom, and then I came out the courtroom, and the person that I harmed was like, "Thank you." You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like,
really,
good looking, genuinely, sincerely. You know what I'm saying? But we changing shit like this. That was
That's
a
the change we
transformative.
need.
Yeah, we restoring, we healing, we. It's transformative action going on, man. So listen, man. Again, shout out Glockaware Radio. Make sure y'all check us out every Tuesday, 5 p.m. PSA Philly Service Announcement. Takeover Tuesday. Love, support, grace, social activism, resourcing, and art. I am the assist. African support and strength, inspiration and success together. Shout out to my co-host, the Queen, Nick, Raw Cannon. Shout out to all the cannons. Y'all know who it is, man. That's what we doing out here. We out of here. I'm trying to get a drink. You know? Did we get that? Like, no. Yeah, I appreciate y'all, man.